Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of HSS Live. These are happening every Thursday now at 5, so you can set your calendar unless I say otherwise. Meaning, something out of my control comes up and we got to cancel one of these things, then sometimes that will happen. So it's a nice day outside, so I have the window open. You may actually hear traffic driving by. Not too worried about the audio quality today, just worried more about hopping on and hanging out with you guys. And it's an Ask Me Anything, so that can be anything audio related. It can be anything, anything. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, suggestions for what you would like to see on the channel or where the channel needs to go, let me know. Let's talk about it. Now, if this is your first time here, you're wondering what this channel is all about. It's all about simplifying the complexities of the home studio and helping you create professional sounding music in a less than professional space. The motto around here is that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. And we could not achieve any of this if it was not for these awesome individuals right here. Thank you all so very much. This list is being updated daily. There's many who have dropped off. There's many who have came on board. But I thank each and every one of you, whether you are on this list or not. Thank you guys so much. It's because of you all that I'm able to host giveaways, that I'm able to reduce the prices of my courses drastically so that everyone can be a part of it. Maybe I live in an Amish neighborhood. Zave, what is good, man? Haven't seen you in a while. So good to see you here. Awesome. So we have some newbies up in here. That's a good deal too. Now, before we get into all of this, I would be remiss without giving a huge shout out as well to the sponsor. Today's video is sponsored in part by the 𝗵𝗲 Academy. The 𝗵𝗲 Academy offers affordable courses from mentors, world-class engineers, Grammy winners, and multi-platinum selling producers. And with the resources available on the 𝗵𝗲 Academy, you can learn how to create radio-ready mixes from the comfort of your own home studio. Most of the courses also offer multi-tracks that you can then add to your portfolio and begin to build out your business. Follow the link in the description of this video to head on over to the 𝗵𝗲 Academy today and start learning the skills that are needed to take your hobby or your business to the next level. All right, welcome back to, yet again, another Ask Me Anything. So good to have each and every one of you here. And I want to give a shout out to some who are in the chat today. So thank you so much. Of course, DJ Big Red 81, a stream staple. We couldn't have a stream without him, I don't think. Much as he keeps things going and moving along, posting links for me before I even get a chance to get to him. We got Mob the Gamer up in here. So good to have you, brother. PAL is up in here. I'm drying my eyes because I was in the rain looking beyond the stars. Getting all philosophical up in here. Locked under the stairs. Stream Elements. Hey, good to have you here. You crazy bot. Ezekiel Lee, good to see you. He says, let's go. Mark George, so good to see you as usual. Micah, what is up? Crackly Software. Zave Ryan. It's been a while since he's been on one of these streams. So good to see you, Zave. And Renee here. 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗀𝗃. And I think that's about it for now until some more come in. But for those of you who are first timers, you've never been here before, you deserve one of these. Massive round of applause. Okay, so before we get into any of the questions, let me check the Disc Jedi Panoramics. What is that, brother? He's coming in here, sliding in here. Good deal. Before we get into any of the questions that we might have within the chat, I would make mention that if you ask a question and I don't get to it. Sometimes I don't see them because I'm answering another question, or maybe I'm not looking at the chat. Sometimes it's moving a little faster than others. So if you want to make absolutely positively sure that your question is answered, drop a super chat of any amount, even the lowest amount that you possibly can. And with that, you can then, it'll sort of pop it up here on my screen, and I will see your question guaranteed. You don't have to use the super chat. I try to go back through the chat as much as possible. And of course, DJ always tries to help out as well. And I don't try to just rail on people to leave super chats. However, if you do leave a super chat, you'll also light up this room like, I keep saying a disco ball. It's no longer a disco ball. Now it's a nebula. So when you leave a super chat, the room should, last time it didn't, this time it should light up the room like a nebula. Or a nebulae, however you want to say that. With that being said, 𝗧𝗵𝗲, what is up, brother? And Oliver Clark. These are a couple of first timers. Thank you so much for stopping by. First timers. First timers get a big round of applause. What did you all think about that coffee intro there? I knew that by the time I got home and got showered and everything, that I would actually be doing the coffee cam thing in advance, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to have coffee in my hand like as soon as I hit the door. So how am I going to do this? So that's whenever I really, DJ, new rule, I got to do a staying alive dance. Really? So because I knew I was already going to have coffee in my hand, there'd be no need for me to have a coffee cam if I'm already have coffee in my hand. I thought, well, I'm going to put together this little montage. So check this out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Now this, folks, is how you make some coffee. Michael Wilson Project, what is up? Hey, you know, it doesn't have to be a music related question. Actually, I like that question. I like that question a lot. He says, what is my favorite coffee? And that coffee cup there is one that my wife got me for Father's Day. So, all right. So if you want, start letting the questions pour in. Of course, we're gonna hang out either way. In fact, and speaking of hanging out, I want to make sure that I can put your questions up on the screen here. So let's make sure that I'm doing that first and foremost. I'm trying to get to my first question. Okay, good deal. So we're going to put this up on the screen. Okay, so the first question came in was from Renee here. She says, hi, I'm new, was researching mastering. Okay, so depending on what you know or maybe don't know about mastering, I might need a little bit of context there to know exactly what you're researching on, but I can definitely give you sort of the preliminaries. So just as a preliminary, Michael Wilson Project, I believe you are a newbie as well, and I didn't give you one of these. Awesome. I'm having to use AI mastering. Ah, okay. Gotcha. So let me let me come down here and highlight your question real quick, and then we'll get to the other one. So now that you've kind of clarified, that makes it a lot easier for me to know exactly how to answer it. So I'm having to use AI mastering, so using BandLabs. It's great, but iOS app only exports as mpeg-4. So then I'm using a WavePad to create a WAV file. Any ideas? Yeah, so I'm not sure why it only... Oh, because you're using the BandLab app on your phone. Okay. Did you know that there's actually a BandLab app or a BandLab browser edition that has essentially the same thing? Now, if you have to use your phone and it's exporting in mpeg-4, maybe you don't have, usage of a desktop. There's obviously other options, but WavePad is a great way to create a WAV file. That's definitely one way to do it. The question sort of that we run into is what's happening from mpeg-4 to WAV? Is it degrading anything in between there? Now we have a train going by, so good luck on this. This might not have been the best time for live streams. I just realized that trains go by every day at about this time. But with that being said, there are, various different services that you can use online. I guess the next question would be, does it have to be on your phone, or do you have access to a desktop? If you have access to a desktop, you've got a lot more options at your fingertips. In fact, I'm almost positive that the BandLab app on the browser edition will actually allow you to export in WAV. So I need to research that completely before I say that's for sure, but I'm almost positive that they do. I'm going to go there right now. So my fingers are typing. We're going over to the BandLab and we're going to check out here. I'll take you guys on the journey with me. That way we can do this together. Okay, so here's the BandLab browser edition. I'm going to go to up here. You can click on this little 4 dots up here right here. Boom. And from here, you can go to the mastering section. And you can set it to 4 different types. But also, I think you can actually export it as WAV straight from here. In fact, I think I've done that before. So let's just try this real quick. So let's I'm going to import a MP3.
Are you ready to take your music production skills to the next level? Do you have trouble releasing mixes that sound radio ready? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need the Epic Release Masterclass. In the Epic Release Masterclass, you'll learn everything you need to know from the dynamic duo of music production.
Okay, so that was a little funny I had made. Yes, so that did export as a .wav file. Now, from what I understand that you have just typed in the chat, it appears that you are on an iPad Pro. So from there, you're going to have to find, I'm not too well versed in what you can do on an iPad. I mainly use PC to do a lot of my work on, sometimes on a laptop. I don't use a lot of it on phones or stuff like that. And even what I do on a phone, a lot of it has been done right on the BandLab app. And then I've imported it into Cakewalk by BandLab, which is on the desktop again. So probably not the best person to answer this question, but I know there's some individuals in the chat that probably could help you. My guess would be that if it's only exporting as an MPEG-4 and you're using WavePad to create a WAV file, my next question would be, why does it have to be a WAV file? Is there some website that you're uploading it to where it has to be a WAV file in order to be uploaded? Or, you know, that there's a lot of questions that kind of come out of this one question. So And I honestly may not be the best person to answer that. My apologies for that. So 𝗧𝗵𝗲 is up next. He actually dropped a super chat to get this one answered. He says, anyone know what ripple edit does? Absolutely. And I'm assuming you're talking about within a DAW. I use ripple edit all the time on my video editing program as well. But let me find something here that I can actually show you this without ruining something. And what I mean by that is like a client's mix or something. So let me pull that up here. Okay, so if the AI mastering in Cakewalk is sufficient for you and you have to upload a WAV file to the website, it requires it. I would honestly just use your ears and see if there's any degradation from sound. Take the mpeg-4 and the WAV that you've exported in both, and then from there, listen to them both side by side. See if you hear any difference. If you don't hear an audible difference, I wouldn't worry about it. I would just go ahead and convert it using the WaveLab that you've just talked about. So this is taking a little bit longer than I thought, but okay. So we've got it pulled up here on Cakewalk. And you'll notice that up here, there's ripple edit all, and there's ripple edit only the selection. So if you ripple edit all, this is what happens. So let's say I want to take out this section of the song on this track. Okay, let me zoom in here. Okay, so as you can see, I've got this section only highlighted right now. Okay, now if I was to hit delete, everything before that ripple edits back to the starting point of where that edit started. So if it was like, let's say this would probably be easier to showcase what I'm talking about. Let's, I'll highlight them all and I'll split all of the clips at this point. Okay. And from there, let's say I split the clips here. Even if it's one clip, because I have ripple edit all selected, even if it's one clip, if I delete this portion right here, all of them are going to come back. So it's a great way to, like, let's say you have a choir section and all you have is the choir. You don't have any other instruments or anything like that. And you want to delete some dead space in between where they're singing. You can select one track, delete the dead space, and all of them, all of that dead space across all of the tracks will be deleted. Now, if you want to just do that on one track, then you can actually select just the selection. So even if I split all of these, if I go up here now and I want to delete just that area, now it only does it to the one track, as you can see. Okay. What that is useful for is, like, let's say, for instance, it's the beginning of the song and I've got a bunch of dead space here and I want everything to start sooner, but not get rid of all, not mess up the timing of everything. So what I can literally do is go to ripple edit all. And like, let's say I wanted the song to start this much sooner. I can hit delete. And now everything will move back up to where it's at. Okay. It's literally just like a ripple edit is literally like whatever you delete here, everything behind it will ripple up to where that began. So it's a time saver, but you have to make sure also that while you're moving around in your DAW and you're adjusting things, that you want to make sure this is off if you don't mean to use it, because I've had that happen before and it's not cool. You end up, stuff gets all debacled. Okay. Which dovetails very nicely into the next question. Excellent questions already. Thank you guys so much for asking. Let me make sure I got there we go. Ba-dum-bum-ba-da-da-dum. Let's go back to this view here and let's check out another question. Okay, scrolling down here. The next question that came up was thoughts on the Waves debacle. So, you know, I definitely have some thoughts on this. Wow. So essentially, I think they realized, they were like, oh no, we messed up. Imagine that. You guys messed up. And what happened is they had this, I think this is just my personal opinion, but I think what happened was they had a meeting and someone in corporate that probably doesn't even produce music, knows nothing about plugins, knows nothing about music. They just know how to make money. Came into a boardroom, probably a pretty influential individual, and said, hey, I got this idea that I read in Times Magazine from a CEO. And he said, everything's going subscription based. We need to do that. Make it happen. And then he probably used a bunch of corporate terms like, we need to take advantage of some low-hanging fruit. We have opportunities that we need to take advantage of. They're not problems, they're opportunities. And there was probably all kinds of other corporate slogans threw around the room, and nobody was brave enough to stamp it and say, that's kind of stupid. Let's not do that. Somebody in that room should have known the audience, the customer base well enough to say, no, we shouldn't have done that. Let's not do that. We're going to lose a bunch of business. But I don't think anybody had the cojones to stand up and do that. So with that being said, my thoughts on it are they've messed up. They tried to go back and say, no, we don't want to do that now. We're sorry. We're going to introduce the 𝗬𝗏 program or the Waves Update Plan program again, but now we're just going to do it alongside. So that way we're giving you the option now. You can either do what you did before, which is still trash in my opinion, because you don't have the ability to own the plugin forever. You have to pay for updates. So you can either pay for updates whenever we update them, which is going to be frequently, or you can just pay for a monthly subscription and you'll get some of the plugins that you use. Either way, it's just like, I don't think that they were thinking. So has it changed my mind about using their plugins? No. I can't say that for everybody, because the difference is I have, at least for now, until maybe they view my videos, and if they take every one of those plugins away from me, because I have perpetual licenses forever because I'm a Waves affiliate. But I can't, in all honesty, with good conscience, tell you guys you need to rush out and buy them either. So I'm in a conundrum because they're free to me. So am I still going to continue to use the free plugins that they're allowing me to use right now? For the most part, yes. Are there alternatives out there? Absolutely. In fact, probably one of my next videos is going to be just that. A video that's completely on all the alternatives that you could use instead of Waves. Is this going to get all of my Waves plugins ripped out from underneath my feet? Are they going to say, whoa, you're not a very good affiliate? Probably. Do I care? No, because I was doing just fine without Waves plugins. In fact, what happened is when I got Waves plugins, I just had to learn a bunch of other plugins. So I don't know if they'll recover from this, honestly, especially with other plugin companies that have some amazing plugins out there that are doing campaigns right now. That's like, yep, yours free forever. We won't ever. I mean, who was it? Was it SoftTube that did something like that here recently? I can't tell you because my thinking thing keeps popping down on me here. Which SoftTube does make some really cool plugins here. So I'm trying to find out which one of them. It was like a direct slap in the face to Waves. Yeah. Check this out. Okay. So this is, what is going on here? My mouse isn't working. Okay. So all right. So check this out. This is, the most recent slogan by SoftTube, the rock and roll scientists. And they have a lot of awesome plugins, by the way. Shop now, own forever. Invest in professional mixing tools and instruments that you get to keep. I mean, that's just a direct slap in the face to exactly what Waves just did. Timeless character, modern features. Okay, so that one's not so much. Yeah, but as you can see, other plugin companies have also noticed sort of the niche in their armor, and they're going, oh, well, guess what? While they're down, let's just go ahead and, yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts. Not that my thoughts really matter. Honestly, I'm nobody. But I think it's kind of funny that they thought that this was a good idea. I think it's kind of sad, though, that no one in the boardroom stood up and said, hey, I don't think this is going to work. There should have been someone, at least, that stood up and said, yeah, this isn't, guys, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. And that's exactly what they did. So just my 2 cents on it. All right. On to the next question. Renee says, I hang out a lot on Pete John's and Patrick's Garage Band. Glad I have found you as well. Awesome. I'm glad you're here. DJ says he recognizes you. Always good to feel recognized. Okay. George Mina, you don't mean that. I don't have a rim shot anymore. You don't mean that. Thank you though. That's very kind of you. Okay. Crackly Software has a question. He says, are you planning on doing any more challenges soon? I was too late for both of the previous. Are you a VIP member? If you are a VIP member, there will be another challenge coming up soon. If you're not a VIP member, it might be a while because I'm going to kind of start pouring more of my attention into the VIP membership simply because that's kind of the model that I have to take right now. In fact, maybe a little bit too much information for you guys, but guess what? You're going to get it anyway because you're here. So here's what's going on. So due to recent events, in light of recent events, I should say, the tax season has been horrible to this channel. And it's partly, hold on a second. And it's partly my fault because honestly, I haven't had anybody to take me by the hand and show me how to run a business. Honestly, I've got plenty of mentors that have kind of given me pointers, but I've not really had a lot of people that could take me by the hand and say, hey, here's how you prepare taxes. Here's where you need to take out taxes. I was under the assumption that PayPal and Stripe and all these other companies that are, YouTube and all these other companies were taking out taxes for me. That's not the case. And so I was left with a rather large sum of money that I now owe our U.S. government. Because of that, I've had to cut back a lot of things. I'm selling a lot of stuff here in my studio that I never wanted to sell, to try to make ends meet, or to try at least pay this deficit. And so for a short time now, hopefully, I should say, for the next few months, maybe even for the rest of the year, we'll see. I'm going to have to focus a lot of my attention on the VIP membership and getting people into the VIP membership in order to offset the cost of running the website and stuff like that. So I've had to back off of, there's 3 different tiers of plans on the website aggregator that I use, which is Kajabi. So the one that I have been using is $199 a month. And basically, that's what the VIP membership is paying for. So I'm literally like pretty much just paying enough just to keep the lights on. And that's why I'm always all the time telling you guys, you don't understand how much you're helping. And that also pays for, the VIP membership pays for the internet usage. It pays for the Kajabi, and then it pays for any extra that I have. I usually try to get plugins that I can give away, or if companies don't donate those plugins. And so I've had to actually step a tier down, which means I have to reduce the number of products that I can sell. And I have to also sort of give up some things that I was paying for. So now instead of paying $199 a month, I'm only going to have to pay $150 a month. So I've, saved essentially $50 a month, which is going to help out to offset other bills. So with that being said, I'm going to be funneling a lot more time and attention into the VIP membership, because now I don't have as much skin in the game, so to speak, on, trying to sell courses or anything like that. So with that being said, I've actually merged a lot of the courses that I was selling are now in the VIP membership. So the Compression Simplified course is now part of the VIP membership. So it used to be $47 for a one-time purchase, and then you could access it through the website. You would have it there. Now, when you join the VIP membership, it's inside the VIP membership. So likewise, the same thing with mixing modern vocals, which that one was always included. Addie's course, mixing desert blues, and best recording practices for recording djembe. Those are all in there. My Creating a Song Step-by-Step 2.0 video series is also now going to be inside the VIP membership. And what was the other one? Let's see, Compression Simplified, Creating a Song Step-by-Step 2.0. I think that's it. I think those have all been merged into the VIP membership, so that when I tell people about the VIP membership, they're getting even more of a value. So they're getting my courses, as well as extra courses that are in there that aren't found anywhere else or haven't been found anywhere else. They're getting access to all of the analysis videos that I posted online on my YouTube channel without any commercials. And there's usually an extra 10 to 15 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, I should say, of exclusive content where I'm breaking down the tracks and talking about those tracks from my, like a producer's standpoint, how we can then add those thoughts on our own productions. So I do plan on doing more challenges soon, but a lot of those are going to be housed within the VIP membership. And the reason being is because it's going to really help me out if I can build up the membership of the VIP membership. Yeah, that makes sense. So that then I can hopefully not only be able to pay the bills, but also to be able to pay the offset of what I owe. And I am still going to be selling stuff and working overtime and doing all kinds of other cool stuff to try to make that happen. So my apologies. I wish I would have had someone set me down and be like, hey, when people buy stuff, you have to take out money for that on your taxes. Did not know that. So honestly, I feel like an idiot, but it is what it is. You live, you learn, and that's that. So great question though. Hopefully that helps to answer some of your questions. If you owned any of the courses, the creating a song step by step, the mixing modern vocals, the any of the stuff that got merged into the VIP membership, if you owned those courses, you'll get back on the website and you're like, oh no, I can't access them anymore because now they're in the VIP membership. Well, that would be junk. That would be like what Waves did. Well, if you want access to them, now you got to sign up for the monthly plan. So instead of doing what Waves did, I just sent you all an email and gave you a download so that you have it now free forever. You can download it on your computer. It's yours forever. If you ever lose that download, all you got to do is simply contact me because it's in the VIP membership area. I can download it and give it to you at any given time. Cool. Okay. That was a lot of information that you guys probably didn't need to know or even want to know, but there you go. I feel like honestly, transparency and honesty is the best policy. I've never hid anything from you guys. I've told you exactly up front from day one. You know, I had an entire stream where I went over my finances and showed you guys exactly what I was making. So there's no, you know, hidden innuendos or anything like that. So I still think that's the best policy. Okay. So up next, Michael Wilson says, it's not a music related question, but what's your favorite coffee? That's a pretty easy one to answer. That would be Onyx coffee brand. Okay. I paused there for a minute because I was trying to think of which flavor, I guess you could call it. It's not really flavor. They don't sell flavors. They just sell different sources from where they source it out. So Onyx coffee, I'm not, yet again, not sponsored or anything like that, but they have some amazing coffee. It is that's my favorite blend right there, Geometry. And it has sort of the undertones here: berries, stone fruit, Earl Grey, honeysuckle, and round are some terms that they use to describe it. I've tried pretty much all of them except for, I haven't tried these new ones that they got right here. They have teas, you can buy in bulk, but they have this really cool, let me see if I can, yeah, a box set. So one time I decided I was going to get this. Okay. It's the collection box. And this has a ton of coffees in it because I wanted to try all the different blends of coffee that they have. And it was a little pricey, but oh my goodness, there's not one blend that I was like, nope, don't like it. Every single one of them was good. And the thing about their coffee is too, like, you cannot make it strong. You can't make it so strong that it gets bitter. It's weird. Like I tried to like overly strengthen it just to make it bitter, and I couldn't. It's just that good. It's very smooth. It's a smooth coffee. So yeah, great question though. I appreciate the, every once in a while it's good to have a non-music related question. So yeah. Are you still going to remove the VIP channel from the Discord group at the end of the month, or was it an April Fool's joke? Yes, the VIP channel from the Discord group is going to be removed. In fact, I might have already done that today. I think the reason why I was stalling is because I was going to give people a little bit more time if they had anything on there that they wanted to download and keep. I know the Rocket Fuel Bundle member group has been deleted because that's going to be replaced now with the live mixing masterclasses, because it just makes more sense to have one long class where I teach you everything up front about mixing versus, you know, several classes that span out over time, and then song collaborations that sometimes don't get to happen because I'm too busy. And I don't want to be that guy that's like, pay for this, and then I don't deliver. And I've already feel bad enough about not delivering on the song collaboration for the last 2 Rocket Fuel bundles. We will get to those guys, I assure you. But the VIP membership is going to be going away on the Discord channel. I'm still going to leave the HSS collab group just simply because I think it's a good way to I think it's a good way to offset people that maybe aren't involved in the VIP membership. Maybe they still want to be involved in asking questions and having, chats with people. And it's also got, some really cool stuff that even Kajabi doesn't offer in their VIP membership site area. So I still think that's cool. But if you guys have anything in there that you want to keep, or maybe there's like for instance, let's see if I go into the VIP section here, the podcast Q&A section. I might go through there and kind of download that feed and make sure that I've got some of those questions answered on a podcast, because my intention was to create a podcast just from those questions, answering those questions. So I'll probably do that too before it's deleted. The Rocket Fuel Bundle membership has been deleted. And then let's see. If I joined your server, but I'm no longer a part of your server, please forgive me. I'm just trying to streamline things. And sometimes stuff has to be deleted or whatnot. Okay, so that was about the Brick World. Actually, I can probably leave that server too. Yeah, that streamlined things quite a bit. So now all I have is the HSS collab on my screen and the VIP members. That should help out tremendously. All right. So yeah, not an April Fool's joke. We will be rolling that back or rolling it out. I don't know. Oliver Clark says, how about doing Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell? I would love to know if Michael did it in one take or they sampled his vocals. Another question here, and I'm going to kind of cover all of these all at once. Are you going to do some Toto raw tracks someday? And then kind of move down here. And I'm going to kind of encapsulate all of that in one fail swoop here. Okay, so I think that's about all of them about the raw tracks. So the raw track reactions have been a staple on the channel. They have obviously helped the channel to grow. They have helped the channel to flourish. But I think, honestly, it's time for me to sort of get back to the basics. Will there be any more raw track reactions in the near future? More than likely. It's going to be very picky and choosy, though. I think I'm going to start branching out and also showing some love maybe to some bands that are not well known, some artists that are not well known. But what I want to do is sort of, by saying I want to get back to the basics, I'm talking like back to Cakewalk tutorials, back to mixing and mastering tutorials, back to plugin reviews and pedal reviews and gear reviews and stuff that this channel really started out on to begin with. I'm not going to completely just delete all of those off my channel, and I'm not going to, but I'm also not going to be putting all of my eggs in that basket, because I think what's happened is a lot of people that came to learn music production, yes, they're still learning from the raw track reactions, but we've gained a lot of followers too who are simply coming just for the raw track reactions, and they're confused. They're like, well, now I'm seeing a plugin review. What's this guy do? And so I want to make sure that I sort of come back to square one and make sure, absolutely sure, that my audience is 100% aware of exactly what this channel is about. This is not a reaction channel. It's not, this channel is literally about helping people make better music. And that's where I feel like the raw tracks helped in that aspect. But at the same time, I feel like we kind of got off course, and because they were so fun to make and because I had a blast doing them, I sort of circumvented what this channel started out with to begin with. So I'm not completely diametrically opposed to doing raw track reactions in the near future, but I am going to be kind of coming back to square one. And the reason being for that too is I simply don't have the time anymore like I used to. Now that my schedule has changed, it has allowed me to have live streams like this, because live streams are so much easier on my end. I can have a live stream, I can answer questions, I can mix things, I can showcase plugins and do all of that, but I don't have to go back and edit that because you're here live to ask the questions. So there's no editing involved. And that's really where like a majority of my time is, for lack of a better term, wasted because I shoot the videos and I have a blast shooting the videos and making the videos, but then I'm spending sometimes a mind-numbing 8 to 10 hours of just editing. And I know you're thinking like, really? A 30-minute video and you're taking that long? Yes, because I'm a perfectionist and there's certain ways that I like things done. There's sometimes where I've went to shoot a video and like one little thing was off and I went and had to re-record the entire video because I just didn't like the way. I want to make sure that I'm producing the best quality content that I possibly can, even if it's not the best quality content that someone else could do. At least I know that I'm being true to myself and true to what I feel like I can, at least at this point in my life, can create for you guys. So it's not out of the question, but at the time right now, I want to really focus on just getting back to the basics. And not to mention, this is going to sound selfish, but at the same time, you guys have to see this from my point of view. It's also not as profitable to me to do these raw track reactions because literally like maybe 1% of those videos have those companies, the record companies and producers and engineers and all of those individuals that are involved have actually let me to monetize those videos. I mean, it is like slim to nothing. And in fact, most of the videos, I should say there's about 3 out of the 60 that were allowing me to actually monetize are coming back even now and saying, by the way, you can't monetize it anymore. So what little bit that I was making from those videos, now I'm not even making that anymore from those. So even though, you know, I'm making these videos, it's like I'm just spinning my wheels, which is then in turn hurting because I've got this debt. So I have to sort of refocus things first before we move on to the regularly scheduled program, so to speak. And I hope and pray that I don't lose a ton of you, but if I do, unfortunately, that's just how the chips must fall at this point in time. I do know that those that are here that value the content, that value what I'm trying to do, that value the community aspect of it, and that they will stick around. And those that were kind of just here for the reactions and just here to be entertained, they may leave. And either way, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I am serving my ideal audience. I don't want to just be serving anybody and everybody, which, you know, as a business model, that sounds great. Let's just serve them all, you know. But it also isn't true to who I am and what this channel is about and where we started. So I hope that makes complete and absolute sense. I don't want to make anyone mad by saying, you know, we're not ever going to do these again, because at some point in time we will. They just won't be what they have been, because I want to make sure that I can showcase some artists that will not only allow me to monetize, or even if they do get demonetized, it will be something that I feel like more resonates with my audience and with me. All right. I hope that made sense. I'm going to use the Indel app, not sponsored, by the way, just to put on a little bit of some background music here. I think it might help, especially given the fact that this background noise from and I could shut the window and you probably wouldn't hear this as much, but it is so nice outside. I just want to keep it open. So I'm going to go in here too. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Just get a little bit of some background noise going on. Nothing too major. All right, let's go back here and see if I kind of went on a little rant there. Sorry. I'm gonna try to get back to your questions. Mark George says, I'm sure you've done already, but maybe do a mastering from start to finish, including plugins, etc. That is something that I've done on the live streams before. It's something that I plan on doing for the live mixing masterclass that's coming up very soon. Actually, it's coming up May 6th, I believe, which there's still time to jump on board for that. And the Cakewalk course right now is $5 or pay what you want. It's the only thing that I'm offering other than the VIP membership on my website. And of course, like face-to-face, one-on-one, consultations. But I've dropped the price, and people have told me, like, that's insane. Why would you do that? Especially when you need the money. Well, it's either, have people that if they wanted to get their hands on it, pay a little bit for it, and me have to pay just a little bit of taxes, or have just a very few people pay a lot for it and me have to pay a lot of taxes. So I think, in the spirit of giving, which has always been the proponent of this channel, that's why I thought, you know what, it would be best just to let people pay what they want, and then they can sort of, in a way, get what they wanted and donate more or less, whatever they feel like it's worth. And thank you all so much, by the way, who have taken advantage of that $5 sale, and those of you who have donated through various different, through PayPal, or there's been a few people that signed up for the live mixing mastering class, and that would, right now, that would be the best way to help support the channel and get you an awesome masterclass. And there is a payment plan available for that too. So if you're worried about the cost of it, literally what you're going to be paying for this masterclass is probably 1/10 of what you would pay for a semester of college, and you'll learn just as much, if not more. I guarantee it. In fact, I do guarantee it. You will get your money back if you didn't. So, but yeah, I'll be doing that in the masterclass, Mark. So, and I kind of do it here on the live mixing sessions. But as I've explained before, if I'm mixing just a one-off, I don't typically go through, a full-blown mastering session. Whereas if I'm mixing an entire album, then I have a separate session just for mastering. So we can talk about that on the live masterclass, though. Let's see. Yes, the BandLab app does export to WAV files. And Renee, still, you're getting some answers to some questions. Good deal. That's why this community rocks. Okay. Wow, a lot of you are commenting faster than I'm getting to these questions. I'm being slow on the questions, guys. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, take your time, man. We don't have to rush it. You're very welcome, Zave. He says, I could have used Ripple Edit the other day in something I was doing. Awesome. I'm glad you know about it now. That's the cool thing about doing these live streams like this. Yeah, definitely. Blue sky thinking while reaching out. That was thinking outside the box. I like software with free updates. Free software. There you go. The waves fade. Okay. Man, I am way behind here. Hold on. The boss who would reach out. Yeah, I think I know which video editing software you're talking about, Jonathan. I'm almost positive you're thinking of HitFilm. Okay, here's another one. 𝗵𝗲 the Gamer says, would you subscribe to the UAD Spark plan since UAD plugins have become native? You know, I've never used any universal audio plugins. I mean, definitely wouldn't be opposed to that. So, yeah. I have heard, though, that their plugins are amazing, so. Or maybe he wasn't even talking to me at all. Zave says, did Waves confiscate your lava lamp? No, it's actually over here in the corner now. We still have it. Yes, Crackly Software is a VIP member. Okay, cool. The stuff that the VIP membership offer is such a good value. Everyone should consider it. Oh, sweet. I didn't even ask him to do that, folks. Wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding. Consider becoming a part of a great VIP community. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for putting that in the chat. Hey, here's a good question. FJ Francois says, how old are you, dude? Dude. By the way, this is a newcomer, so you know what we do for newcomers around here. And that goes out to Steve Thompson as well, which I believe is a newcomer. Thank you guys so much for showing up today. He's wanting to know how old I am. I guess the question would be, how old do you think I am? I was born in 1982. I'll leave you with that. Disc Jedi Panoramic says, does Cakewalk come with a stock limiter? Always worried about going over -4 dBs and not having headroom for adjustments? Yes. The answer is yes. In fact, it has a really good one that I use on nearly every mix. It's the CA2A. Now, it can be used as a compressor or a limiter, but if you're looking for a master bus limiter, then definitely they have that covered as well. In fact, I done closed Cakewalk, so it might take a minute to get this up here. I may have to come back to that, but I will do my best. Let's see here. Okay. Robert doesn't know what? Robert doesn't know about this. First time mentioning it. To help my friend out, if we can get 10 new VIP signups, I will personally put a few plugins as prizes. VIP contest only. Wow. That's cool. And I greatly appreciate that, DJ. That's awesome. Okay. George Mina says, how or why you decided to become a musician? That's a good question. So the how, I started out on guitar. My dad was a little bit of a guitarist. My mom kind of plucked around on a guitar. Very musical family. My grandmother on my dad's side was in a honky-tonk band. She wrote country music, gospel music, some amazing gospel songs. Actually, I wish I had copies of those. And then my grandpa on my mom's side wrote songs. In fact, he wrote a very popular song within our church organization that's called I've Got Something the World Didn't Give. And it's an amazing song, but he never wrote verses to it. So as I grew up, I said, I'm gonna finish great grandpa's song and I'm gonna write verses to it. So and I did. And a lot of people that still sing that in churches today don't know that my great grandpa was the one that actually wrote that. The reason being is he wrote the lyrics, and and then someone convinced him that he should send those lyrics off to Nashville to get those published. And what happened is he sent them off to Nashville, and they published them all right under their own name. So he was kind of taken back, like anybody would be. You know, you write the song, you put your heart and soul into it, and you're like, let's get it out there. But here's the thing that I was always told. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, his name was Clyde Compton. Sorry, my wife is asking about supper, which is actually coming up. I probably should be worried about that. So he, as rumor has it, he was never mad about it. He was just glad that the song was getting out there. So, sorry, I'm looking at some more questions ahead of time here. So anyway, I've got a very musically inclined family. Picked up the guitar at about 13, put it down, picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. Just kept going back and forth. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. No, it hurt my fingers. Yes, I want to do this. No, it's too hard. And then my dad was playing Rush 2112 in the other room. And as soon as I heard the 2112 Overture by Alex Lifeson, I was hooked. I said, I've got to have that record. And it was on record. And I brought it into my old record player. This thing was huge. My grandma had given it to me. I mean, it was massive. This record player was. It took up an entire room. And, well, the entire wall of a room. But with that being said, it was, I put that record on and practiced and practiced and practiced until I remember one day, my mom, she came into my bedroom and she said, hey, you need to turn that radio down. And then she realized I didn't have the radio on. It was me playing the guitar. And she was like, what? Keep playing, turn that up. So, that's what really got me into music. And then from there I started like, well, what else can I do? So I started messing around with drums. I started messing around with pianos. I started messing around with anything that has strings. I can pick it up and give me a little bit of time and I can kind of plunk out a song on it. Just been very musically inclined my whole life. So that's really kind of, I didn't really decide. I think it decided for me. Yeah. So great question though. Is there a section where we can share our music without clogging up the chat page? You mean on here? Absolutely. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, we will have to end this here momentarily because supper's calling. Been eating home a lot more now that we are trying to save money, and it's actually been pretty good. So my wife is a phenomenal cook. Is there a section where we can, yes, you can share it here while we're here. I mean, you might as well. I think you have the ability, because you're a moderator too, to share links. If you want to drop your new album, man, do it. It's amazing, by the way. If you guys have not heard it, go and check it out. I believe it's called Neon, if I'm not mistaken. I listened to a few tracks off of it. It's good. And then, of course, on the VIP membership, you can share stuff there too. Yep. In the VIP community, there's one called Feedback. Check out this where Robert gets interviewed by a really nice guy. Yeah, Ryan Furr is amazing. So let me let you in a little bit on Ryan Furr. So this link that he's posted is actually to where he interviewed me. Normally I'm interviewing people here. He actually interviewed me at his recording studio. It's not really a recording studio, it's a video production studio. and he's a videographer by trade, and he does an amazing job. He's actually helped our church and as well as local churches make some really cool promotional videos. I helped a local music shop, Guitar City in Columbus, Indiana, helped them make an awesome promotional video. He's very good at what he does. In fact, the reason why this stepped up a notch and looks a lot better now is because of him. He literally came down here free of charge. We got to talk about each other's YouTube channels. We got to geek out about, you know, cameras and microphones and gear. And in doing so, I said, man, will you please help me out with my camera settings and with just trying to figure out what we can do with this backdrop so that they're not just looking at a white wall anymore. I'm sure they're getting tired of looking at a white wall. And so he's the one that actually we sat down and planned out what we should do in this room and sort of a way to make it look more like a set, to make it look better. And one of the first things that I was like, just kind of threw out there was this palette wall. And he was like, do it. You got leading lines. You'll have a contrast from white to dark. He was like, do it. It's going to look great with your guitars hanging on there. And then he adjusted some settings on my camera that actually has made it look 100% better than what it did. And yet again, when you get in touch with the right people that actually know what they're doing, it's like in a matter of seconds, stuff can be better. And that's why I'm so adamant about finding a mentor and all of that awesomeness. So yeah, go and check out that interview. They've posted it here in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and pin it. So if you want to go and watch that after this is over, you can go and watch it now. It's fine. I would definitely recommend you go and do that. And if you're into videography or you're wanting to start a YouTube channel or something like that, this is a good chat for you, as well as his channel has some really great videos. So I would even encourage you to subscribe to his channel while you're over there. Okay. I'm going to breeze through some more of these really quick. The YouTube channels I watch have been getting together for podcasts or visiting. Luke, the Traveling Van People, Pete Johns, and Patrick, you end up getting a lot of followers subscribing to you. Awesome. Tell your story with Ryan for a creative interview with Robert McClellan is posted above. Okay, good deal. And the subscribers really like the interaction between the two, sharing ideas, then split screen Zoom. Just an idea for you. Contact some guys doing what you do would be great. Okay, cool. Okay, so Brian Faust, nice to have you here. Another first timer. Recommended a software package for editing other than Adobe Audition. I need a recommendation. I really do not want a subscription-based software package. Thanks in advance. Cakewalk by BandLab, right out of the gate. It's free. It is the most free, robust DAW. Well, it's the most free, obviously. It's free, but it's the most robust free DAW on the market. In fact, it used to be their flagship. Cakewalk was software. This was their flagship software, their platinum version. And essentially you actually have better than platinum now because they've updated it, made some awesome changes to it. But it's 100% free. I've talked to the owner, the CEO of BandLab, Ming, on a Zoom call personally. He told me it's going to stay free. He has no plans of making this a subscription-based anything. So I would go and check it out. And that was, man alive, I think that was 2 or 3 years ago that we had that conversation, and it's still free. So, I have a YouTube friend who is walking away from the content that made his channel popular. His budget has been hit, but at least he owns a higher percentage of what he's creating. Exactly. Same thing here going on. 𝗏𝗏𝗏G, what do you think of my stuff? I'm not sure. Share it with the group and let us know. If you're in the Discord channel, you can share it there. If you're a VIP member, there's a place to share it there. Yeah, if you're new to Cakewalk, by the way, if you go and download Cakewalk for free now, you can get access to an entire Cakewalk course with multi-tracks to learn all of it in a short amount of time for a measly $5 on my website, 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝑠implified.com. If you want to pay more, that'd be great. Okay, Rob, guys, it's 11 here. I have to work tomorrow. Zave, so awesome to see you again. I bid you good night as well. All right, what would you say are the most important things when it comes to mix a song? Very first, most important thing is well-recorded tracks, source material. Secondarily, right out of the gate, is your arrangement. Everything from there is based off of what those two things, that's your foundation. And the rest of that will be answered in my live masterclass. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of it will. It will be answered in my live masterclass, but a lot of it is answered already here on the channel. So all you got to do is just kind of go back to the backlogs and watch some stuff. Also, for the individual Brian Faust, if you download it, there's also a ton of tutorials here on my channel for free as well. I have an entire playlist, like 65 videos on how to use everything in Cakewalk. Great, you're being genuine with post-COVID hyper ears. I now have to purchase some new headphones, mic, etc., and searching for work. I know your pain. I'll always pay what I can above if possible. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Man, I'm like way behind here. I'd like to eventually get back on Cakewalk. Need a new computer with Windows. Robert mixes and masters at the same time. If he receives files from a client, it would probably be different. Getting good signal in with a mic, VST. Christanita says, is there any current artist that you enjoy a lot? Yes. Mark Crowder, Draylon Young, James Wilson. Love me some Marvin Sapp. Warren Barfield. Very, very, like, highly underrated musician. The guy needs some love. He's got some amazing songs. Yeah, tips for getting a vocal to set at the front of the mix with background vocals also present. I actually cover all of that in a free vocal tutorial. If you want to go and check that out, go to my website, 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝑠implified.com. You'll see a pop-up that comes up that says a free 3-part vocal mixing course. I guarantee you're going to find that to be a blessing. I just said blessing, and then the next thing that come up was blessing. That's cool. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Crackly Software says, I just signed up for the masterclass. Sweet. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Yes, you did, actually. I remember that. Now that you say that. UAD plugins are amazing and expensive. Okay. Philip Boyd. Hey, brother, what is going on? I love this man. He is a genuine friend. Says, Robert, I appreciate what you're doing. Even though I'm more in the front of house mixing, I still take away things you show on this channel. Thankful to call you a brother and my friend. Well, thankful for you too, man. You've been a blessing to my family and a blessing to my life, and I appreciate you. There's another creator who started his own company called Fuse Audio. Is Cakewalk a good DAW for game sound design and music? Absolutely. In fact, there was, what was that guy's name? Blue something. But he was actually a game designer for music game designer, and he used Cakewalk exclusively. So yeah. Yes, Cakewalk is free. 100% free. I wish that was the case, DJ, but I am not going to Chick-fil-A. That would be nice, though. Okay. I got time for a couple more questions here real quick. Which instruments that you can't play that you wish you could? Ooh. I pluck around on the piano. I can't really play the piano. I would love to be able to play the piano. I would love to be able to play the banjo. And I would also love to be able to play the fiddle. Those are 3 instruments that right off the bat, I would love to know how to play those. Looking forward to music preferences. My artist's latest single just came out yesterday. How great thou art. Awesome. Hey, if you're a member of Joe, if you're a member of the Discord, it's free to be a member. Post that in the chat. Let's share that. I want to hear that. That's an amazing song, by the way. Big question we all want to know. What are you having for supper? Possibly pizza. We shall see. Okay. I can't see it. Could you send it here? Would love to listen. Yahweh Providence, what is up? Can you do a build of analog emulation like tube saturation on DAWs? Yes, absolutely. In fact, Cakewalk actually has the ability to do that from the use of their emulation. So if I was to go to my console view, I can make sure that every strip has console emulation built into it right here. And there's 3 different types: S-type, N-type, and A-type. So yeah, absolutely. All right, folks, I'm being beckoned to the food. So we are going to have to wrap it up. If I did not get to your question, I apologize. Yeah, I would love to play the bagpipes. Yes, that would be awesome. Favorite saturation plugin, real quickly. Oh man, that's a Faturator by kilohertz. That's a good one. I love the magma tubes. I know it's waves, but I love the magma tubes. That's a good one. There's so many good free ones though. That's even the stock, the Cakewalk stock saturation knob. That's amazing. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will go ahead and call that the last. Now, if your question is very important and you did not get an answer, hop on the Discord channel, send me an email at homestudiosimplified@gmail.com, or you can also, join the, he says, you can also join the VIP membership and become a part of that and ask questions there. I'm obviously more inclined to answer questions on the VIP membership than anywhere else, just due to the fact that you said the W word. Oh, yeah. Yes, long live Cakewalk. All right, folks. So before we go, really quickly, let's go ahead and
spin the wheel of awesomeness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We couldn't end a stream without spinning the wheel. Whatever the wheel lands on, that's what we're going to do. Trivia. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Robert's going to ask you some meaningless, purposeless trivia, and he's going to see if you know the answer to it. Today's trivia is going to be provided by the US dollar system.
Okay, so the trivia today is, how many ridges are on the side of a dime? It's kind of crazy that I know how many ridges are on the side of a dime, but so that's the question in the trivia. No Googling. Okay. I know you little Googlers, you're out there Googling right now. I know it. Someone needs to time out Mark. He's saying the W word. Ooh, that's a good guess. 100 ridges. That's a good guess. Very close, but no cigar. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? There are 110 ridges on the side of a dime. Yes, you needed to know that. $110 ridges. Do you know why there are ridges on the side of a dime? Sort of a follow-up question. Because the dime is very equal in weight to a penny, and it feels about the same in the hand. Likewise, the nickel doesn't have ridges, but the quarter does. But they're also equal in weight and almost equal in size, but the quarter has ridges. This is so that if you have a vision impairment, you can reach into your pocket, and if it has ridges and it's smaller, you know it's a dime. If it has ridges and it's bigger, you know it's a quarter. Let this be an expansion of your knowledge. Okay, so thank you all so much for showing up. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I love you. I love you guys. You guys rock. Thank you for being here. And Joe, he's wondering about how he can get on Discord. It's super simple. Actually, there is a link on my homepage. If you go to YouTube, go to my YouTube channel. On the very homepage, there's a little link that will allow you to join Discord right from there. And if you still can't get on, by all means, either hop on Facebook, email me. We want to get you in there. We want to get you in there. So until next time, guys, remember that we can dream alone. We can even create alone. But together, we can achieve so much more. God bless.